But man, relationships mean everything.
Everything in Africa. It is literally everything. The connection you have with a person is everything in Africa.
What's good, King Ganda? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, working overtime for the brothers and sisters. I try to get it off day, but you know they don't want to let your boy breathe. They don't want to let your boy go to strip club. So today I'm here with this talented brother. You probably saw him on one of our best episodes we have here, which is Everybody Wants to Be Nigerian All of a Sudden. But I'll let him introduce himself.
What's happening, world? I go by the name Ketchup on the Chips, Afro dancehall sensation of the world. And I know you guys saw me on the first podcast and you say you want a little bit more. So we give you a little bit more with my man, O'Shea Jackson for the gallon.
Give him a round of applause. Okay, so let me get my drink. It is almost like 1:45 in the morning, y'all. Like literally here. Yeah, let's go ahead on. We're gonna do it. We are in Nairobi, Kenya. Shout out to Nairobi.
Ooh.
You know, people not partying right now, not making no noise. But I just wanted to, because you know, you lived in Malaysia. You've been all over Africa doing your thing. Recently came off a tour in Uganda.
Yeah.
Now you're in Kenya. Okay, so let me ask you this, because we're in Kenya. Kenya's a big, huge audience. Let's compare. I don't want to like compare and contrast, but Nigeria is the king of Africa. We got to be real. I would say. No offense to nobody else, but the truth is the truth, right?
Yeah.
Truth is truth.
Most popular country.
Most popular.
Yeah.
Kenya is trying to
level up.
They're close, right?
True.
You're here in Nairobi right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what the entertainment market is like in Nigeria and West Africa, and what are the opportunities that you see in Nairobi as an artist?
The competition is a lot more steeper in Nigeria because when you talk about entertainment, there's so much raw talent in Nigeria, and people are like, I don't want to say 80%, that'll be me just overdoing it, but at least more than 50% of the youths are doing something that they actually believe in. It wasn't given to them by the government. They didn't learn it in school. They're comedians, they're actors, they're people that didn't even go to school for acting. They're doing these things. They're musicians that don't even know what do, re, mi, fa, so is. They didn't go to school for music.
Right.
You see, but they're making great music and the world is feeling it, you see.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I feel like the comparison compared to Kenya is Kenyan artists, they're a little, comfortable. They like it when they're like the king of Kenya. Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. My Kenyan people love me. But Nigerians, once it's like, oh, Nigerians people know me. So what about that other side of the world?
Okay.
Let's go to that place and destroy everything. They go there. That's what we do. We just... we just go to different countries and we want to be everywhere at the same time. Okay. And when you balance that with the streaming and all these things, the more people you reach out to, the more streaming you get. It's like preaching the gospel. You're a pastor that goes to different countries. Okay. You get more followers. That's the way the musicians and entertainment people move. And comparing progress in infrastructure and stuff, the only thing that Kenya has over Nigeria is electricity. A lot of Nigerians that are in Kenya right now, if they had constant electricity the way we have it here, and then KLPLC tells you, yo, tomorrow you're not going to have power for like 2 hours, but we're sorry. Don't worry, it's going to come back. They don't tell you that in Nigeria. In Nigeria, if your light goes off, put on your generator.
I heard it like the whole night,
So you don't even know when the power is coming back. Right. But here, you're like, cold KLPS, accountable for 2 hours of not having they're always patriotic,
And there are a lot of Nigerians in Kenya.
Yeah, there are a lot of Nigerians in Kenya. And I personally think that it is electricity and the government. You see how you guys have it in Kenya, and there's this guy that is not president and there's this guy that is president. Okay. But this guy that is not president can say, from Monday to Wednesday, everybody stay at home. Everybody say, nobody goes to work. Okay. Try that in Nigeria. Just try it. Okay. The next morning, they will not even see you. They'll be like, this guy is missing. Then they put Big Brother Africa. Everybody just move on to the next thing. They just get distracted easily. Okay. But if we had steady electricity, a lot of people will move back to Nigeria, get to invest. You can't be investing on paying electricity and paying for fuel, which you should use in your car for generators.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Yo, bro, there was one time I was in Nigeria. I wanted to go out. My car fuel was low. I had to learn how to suck the fuel, my man, from my generator. into the car to get to the fuel station to buy fuel. Yo, bro, it's ghetto. For real. For real though. That's the real thing.
Oh my God.
You have to know how to move in Nigeria. That's just the difference.
Okay, so then let me ask you this, because there's Nairobi. I've been to Lagos, although my experience with Lagos was like 10 days. But I'm not gonna. I had a great time in
Nightlife 100.
Man, no, I was just like, Nigerians are very similar to African Americans. So, it was a bunch of people like doing hair on the side of the road. Like I never saw that nowhere. Like, like in Kampala or Kenya, you cannot see somebody getting their hair done on the side of the road. But in Lagos, it's like
everybody under the bridge everywhere.
You'll see a lady just going there, getting her hair done, paying and leaving. I was like, oh, this is great.
Ikeja on that bridge.
Yeah. Like I'm like, okay. And as far as having access to goods, I was staying on the island. I was staying in Victoria Island.
Straight.
So I was able to get everything that I needed there. It's very similar to here.
True.
But you don't think that obviously the infrastructure in Nairobi in comparison to Lagos, what is the difference?
We have everything they have here. The buttons, everything, the elevators, the escalators, we have everything. Just how will you have escalator and you don't have power? Why? Think about it. We have everything that is here. They are big, y'all, them. The guys are great. Everything. Let's not even go too deep into it. They're tall buildings, just like here. Yeah. Maybe the road here is a lot better than, Nigeria. Because I've been here before and I was in an Uber and the guy just hit a small bump. I said, oh, sorry for it. I was like, what? I've been through it like for a mile. You're just going... And it's going with the music. Everybody just chill,
Yeah.
But I feel like it's exactly the same. We just don't have, good government and electricity. Let's forget the good government. If we had good electricity, steady, say it stays for like a year and the power goes off like 4 times in a year. Aish.
So you don't even care
People don't wait for the government these days in Nigeria. Yeah. We just do us. If you don't have power, how you want to do you?
Okay, let's talk about because you're trying to expand yourself in this market, and I do know like Kenya tends to be very receptive.
True.
I talk about Amapiano, which is very big here.
True. Music in general,
Afro beats, but I've noticed that dancehall is a big genre. Hip hop is like at the bottom. I mean, it's there sometimes, but but when I see like people getting like real silly and really crazy, it's dancehall is really big in Uganda. It's really big in Kenya. Yeah,
I like that.
So as a dance hall artist, do you get like, how do you feel about your opportunities coming here? It's a fairly large country.
True.
Yeah, English speaking. What do you think about your audience here? Because people know you here. So
yeah, I feel very comfortable because even when I was in Uganda on tour, there were many times I was on the road. I think I said in the last podcast, I had like balancing tears because in Nigeria, people chase your cars when you're spraying money. Most times when they know you're going to spray money. But in East Africa, in Uganda, let me not even talk about Kenya because I've not experienced it here. When I was when I was on tour with the other artists, it was people just chasing you because they love you.
Right,
it's organic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've not seen this guy before. They just want to touch you,
Yeah.
They just want to touch you because they don't know when next they'll see you again in this world. So it's more organic here. That's why I feel like, my style of music, Afro dancehall, whenever I perform, is like, they just connect with the music one time.
Right.
Sometimes they don't even know the songs, but before you sing halfway, they're singing back,
Yeah.
And they're just having a good time with it.
Right.
So it's been an amazing experience being out here and comparing it to where I'm coming from, where you have to do a whole lot to get all the kind of attention you get here. So it's different. It's just more organic here compared to Nigeria.
Okay. So in East Africa in general, because you're in Uganda, now Kenya. How many times have you been to Kenya before?
Hey.
A lot of times.
A lot of times.
Is Nairobi a major market for music in Africa?
I'm not going to put it that way. I'll put it like East Africa is very connected. You see Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda. If your song can break through Uganda, then Kenya, it's a flow into Tanzania, Rwanda, naturally. Everything is interconnected musically now. It just flow like that. And the DJs move around, move around. So they share the music.
Okay. Yeah. So for those people who want to be in the music business and come into Africa, and that's very true because even on our dating show channel, if there's no way something is big in Uganda that doesn't trend in Kenya.
Yeah, man.
Rwanda, Tanzania is a little bit different.
They're stubborn.
But if it's Uganda, it's going to hit Kenya.
Kenya, definitely.
And if it hits Kenya it's going to hit Uganda. Yeah. But if it definitely trends in Uganda, it's definitely trending in Kenya.
Almost everywhere else.
Almost everywhere in Africa. Okay. So what do you think about this market in comparisons to, like, let's say ECOWAS? You know, you have Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia. What market do you feel like is easier as an artist for you to do business, to get bookings and shows and things like that?
First of all, you need to go to Nigeria to learn your lesson.
Okay.
You get the drilling process, you know.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. In Nigeria, even if your song is in 3D, everything, the lyrics are coming out when you listen to it. Oh my God, it's such a great song. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to play it if you do not put in the work. When I mean the work, I mean your financial work. Mm-hmm. Your team has to be solid. You have to represent when you step out, you see. Mm-hmm. You have to, every corner that has to be covered. Mm-hmm. See, everything, management is working right. Your publishing is working right. Your money invested in the music is ready. You have sponsors, you have all that. But out here in East Africa, some person can just come and say, Bala Balam Pilolo, hey, Balam Pilolo. And it's to go viral.
Wow.
Without spending maybe just a little money and some friends jump in the video and it looked nice. And it's to go viral. You might not make all that money now, but it'll be everywhere. Everybody will know you. That's East Africa. And once that happens, they're like, yeah, everybody know me. I'm good. Oh. They don't want to be like, okay, now everybody know me. Let me go to another country and do this.
Yeah. I understand.
You see,
because
now,
let me give a shout out to Nairobi Gossip Club, right? Like these guys are like the shade room of Kenya. We had 2 clips that had went viral on the podcast.
True.
I actually tried to message them like, yo, we want to pay to
get on that. Yeah.
I was like, send me your clip. I sent him the clip. And then the first time I saw it was a story. Then he posted it
organically.
He didn't charge me for anything. I was oh, like
it's organic.
This guy just turned down money.
They put it on, yeah.
Yeah, they put it on, and it wasn't like, yo, you need to go through this person.
Talk to the manager.
That might have been a little different in Uganda though, but Kenya, man, I noticed that like they're more. One thing I noticed about like Nairobi and Kenya in general, they appreciate talent that is not like they're more merit based here on talent and ability than what I would consider. No offense to Uganda, but you know, because I don't think there's anybody in Uganda in the Instagram page would be like, look, you want to pay me? Or I'll put it up no matter how many views it is.
True.
But yeah, but Nairobi Gossip Club, man, shout out to them.
Organically, yeah.
They just put it up. I've been
it's worth it.
I've been trying to pay them like for a year. They won't take my money, bro.
No, it's organic.
They're the first people in Africa.
East Africa, most of the time is organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in West Africa is more of your financial pump. Plus, if your thing is worth it, and then, you know, they push energy towards it, and then everybody thinks that's what is working. Then everybody follow that trend. Because trust me, I've listened to a lot of great songs from Nigeria, and nobody's really playing it. A lot. What? Many great songs, and nobody's playing it. The DJs are too lazy to go check and say, yo, who's this new artist? This song is good. You know, there are a couple of DJs. Yo, big up DJ Hitch, though. That one is a bad one.
Who's that?
He's a friend of mine.
He's Nigerian.
DJ Hitch. No, he's Kenyan actually. But if you go to his set, you could hear 20 amazing songs. DJ Hitch? Jesus Christ. Not even Nigerian songs. World music. He just plays from UK, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya.
Here.
Yeah, he's right here. DJ Hitch, that man is bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. He doesn't go with what everybody is playing at the time.
All right.
He just discovers
artists. Is he popular?
You see, that's the problem.
Okay, we're going to have him do a King Ghana mixtape.
That's the problem. Hey, man, DJ Hitch for the gallem.
Yeah, we're going to shout out to DJ Hitch. I'm going to talk to that dude. Okay, so do you feel like the market, because we have people, obviously, like, you know, you in Malaysia came back. We have Nigerian Americans watching this, Kenyan Americans watching this, African Americans watching this. So you saying that you feel like in the East African community, it's easier to do things. It's not as much bureaucracy.
It's not easier, but it's more organic. Regardless of where you're from, if you do something dope, they'll pick it up.
And that's one thing I will definitely give Kenya a lot of props for.
Thank you.
If you're good,
they will give you.
Really?
They will give
I've never been to a place like that.
They will just give it to you.
Just give it to you.
Yeah.
How is like, no, let me talk about like Nigeria, because Lagos, you know, they call it the New York of Africa.
Of West Africa.
West Africa, right?
Not the whole of Africa. There are many amazing places in Africa. Okay. Not just Lagos.
Okay. So where do you see the future of Lagos? You have a new president now. Where do you see the entertainment industry going? You know, and where do you see yourself fitting into that market?
Nigeria moving forward is going to be like, you see how Jamaica started with dancehall?
Yes.
And everybody was like, what kind of sound is this? Everybody loved it. Get busy. Just shade that body. They loved that.
Right.
And then they took that sound, they boosted it up to some, American artists, and they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is not just anybody can produce an Afrobeat track.
Okay.
So even the language is a barrier to start with.
Okay.
How you want to say, I go, come tell you, say, go another day. How you want to do that? How?
I don't even know what talking about. Like, what did you just also over here look like? What is that?
You see, so the language is just, you see, the thing is, you see, like patois, pidgin English,
yes,
and English, it's a triangle. Patois is for the Caribbeans.
Mm-hmm.
Pidgin English is for the Nigerians and the Ghanaians.
Right.
You see, like saying, when are you going to come visit me in my house? That's English, right?
Yeah.
When you go come greet me for my house? That's Pidgin English. Oh, yeah, go come see me in my yard, no? That's patois. So it's three different things. It's just a shuffle of the words.
Mm-hmm.
I think they created this other slangs during the slave time so the people would not understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
So you shuffle the words. So they're like, what did he just say?
Got it. Okay, so how popular is Afro? I know dance hall is popular here, but Afro dance hall, how popular is this genre?
Now the thing is, Afro dance hall is a genre that I think myself and Stoneboy have been on for a long time.
Okay.
And a lot of people are doing it, but they don't know they're doing it. They don't want to categorize it as Afro dance hall because Afrobeat is popping now. So everybody's just saying, we're doing Afrobeat.
Man, Burna Boy is killing it,
just go, you see. He's real.
How much does it cost to get Burna Boy right now? Like $1 million? I think like 3 years ago, he came to Germany. 4 years ago, I think he was charging like 250,000 euros.
So you see.
That was then, though.
Compared to now. I think it depends, though.
You have to fly. You have to fly him, all like the whole entourage.
The thing about Nigerians is it depends on the relationship.
Let's talk about that because I was complaining about that, man. I mean, I'm as a guy from the diaspora. How important is relationships on the African continent for those people like myself who don't really understand how that works? At least not in Africa. How important is relationships here in trying to get things done?
As a human being, first, you need to have a good relationship with yourself.
Okay.
With yourself. You need to know yourself, what you can tolerate, what you can't tolerate, what you need from what you want, what you can sacrifice to get what you want, the lengths you would go and the lengths you wouldn't go. That's why I tell people all the time, as an African, you need to be connected to your spiritual roots. Because Africa is where spirituality started. That's where everything started. They took that spirituality and made it a religion and tried to put everybody under it. If you have that, and you know yourself, and have a relationship with you and say, yo, bro, catch up. Come at 1 a.m. Let's do it. If I know that O'Shea Jackson called me, this person has never let me down on any platform. He speaks to me with respect. I speak to him with respect. And I know this thing we're going to do is going to bust up the world a lot. It's going to make a lot of reach because somebody might watch this and be like, I like this guy. Let me give him $20,000. Do whatever you want to do with it. That kind of thing. That kind of energy cannot be denied, you see. So if we have that relationship, it'll only build into something more. It's not like somebody different calling me, come at 1 a.m. I'll be like, what? Do I know you, bro? What you say your name is again? You see, so relationship is very important. You see, I just met him now, so we'll get to connect. It's just connection. That's how Africa always was. We didn't have phones. We just knew each other. He's from this family. He's a good people. This one is from that family.
That's why surnames are so important.
You see?
Anywhere in the world, like...
The last name.
Yeah, if they know who that last name is, especially like your Igbo, like...
Connection.
And a Quincy or something like that.
So you see, like...
Your family is this.
Like the Nigerian thing I was telling you about. If you want them to come pick you at the airport, everything balanced and nice, tell them ketchup sent you. Ketchup now, a guy na close shele. Ma worry, ketchup, in your ketchup. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just the connection.
It's connections.
Know who sent you and who. That's how Nigeria is. All these. That's why I say it all the time. In this whole world, they tell you have to get money to get an education. And then you need that education to get a job, and you need a job to get money.
Right.
Why don't you just save all the money through a couple of times, get homeschooled, and then you decide what you want to do with all that money you were going to your primary school? You need to go to primary school, secondary school, learn some things. Then all those university, they force you to be a doctor, they force you to be this. Save all that money, and when you have that mental capacity, they give you that money and say, so what you going to do with that money now? Okay, I want to take care of these certain people. I believe this is my field and this is where I want to invest my money because personally, I know that's why I came to this world. That's why it hurts me when I see a lot of movies and they're like, oh, I was in Africa feeding the homeless and the poor children. Are there not poor children in America and homeless people? They're there. Why didn't you do it in your country? Why you have to buy a ticket to Africa? You don't need that. Take care of your house.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see an African saying, "Oh, I was in America saving the children of America and the homeless children." What? They just use Africa as a base. He said, "I went to Somalia to take care of the hungry elephants." There are hungry elephants in America too, you know.
Yeah.
You need to balance that.
It's true. It's true.
Know yourself and the relationship will work.
Let me get back to that relationship part because, you know, like as Americans, when we greet somebody, you know what I mean? We're from the, you know, that's
it's easy.
You know, if we see somebody, be like, man, I hope that don't see me right now. Like, and you ever did that before? Like, you're in the mall, like, damn, man, that's the.
He's seen me. Yeah.
You know, and you're trying to move about your way. But Africans, man, they cannot even like each other, bro. And they were like,
how fun, oh my God, Kilo Shele, don't it's been a long time.
Shout out to DJ Nacello. I don't know if you know, he's one of the biggest dance hall DJs in Uganda, if not the biggest one.
Straight.
So I'm in Uganda during the lockdown. Museveni, he suspended remember that time, Stati? Suspended I lost all that weight. I was walking everywhere. Not fast. So you couldn't even take a cab or a boda. Like they would beat you if you had a boda like at that time. Like they would, wow, yeah. So I was walking in Kampala with Nacello. And I never seen this happen before. Anybody who recognized him, they would stop.
Stop him too.
They would get out the car. They would talk to the guy.
That's Africa.
I was like, who the is this? I'm hearing that. Shout out to Ryunga. He just called me. Ryunga, do you know Ryunga? What's the song he did with Wonder Boy? Do you know Wonder Boy?
Yeah, I know Wonder Boy, but
tall guy.
Flex next mind. What's the plan? All of our not together
That song is very popular. Okay. So Ryunga, shout out to you. He called me today. It's like in the black community in America, we're not gonna stop for you unless we really like you. Is it true?
You even know like, you, know like, you, know
and
you.
We don't really you like that.
It's just
that's all you gonna get. But Africans will stop and talk for like 10 minutes.
That's the real Africa. Like that is the real Africa.
We're not doing that this week. Man, we be on our home. Man, that doesn't go there.
That's the real Africa. It was built on love. Yeah.
What up, bro? And that's it. Like, but Africans, man, they will stop. They will talk, bro. And so I thought, like, man, like, who is this guy? Because in our culture, we don't do that, man. But I noticed here, somebody stopping and greeting, man, for like 5 minutes.
Talking about, you know, the last time I saw you in 2012. Oh, you were with that? You might not even remember.
And you can think that person likes him. The person didn't give a about him. But there's just like, it's just out of respect. And I think like, wow, I'm like, because when I see somebody in Africa that I know him, I'm so programmed and I need to stop it. But when I see somebody in Africa I know, I'm like, O'Shea! I'm like, but they might think it's being disrespectful. And it probably is to them. So I'm trying to work on that. Like, man, I really got to go to the bathroom. There was one time I had to take a man, I'm not going to lie, man. And I really...
he was talking to you for long.
And the brother, man, I had to tell him, like, brother, listen, brother, just stay right here, man. I got to go take a... In fact, I got to take a right now, but I'm going to try to make sure it's going through. But like, yo, man, I was like, yeah, because, you know, it's different here, man, relationships. And that's one thing that's been really, like, I think, I've complained to you about the private sector. I've had some issues and stuff like that. But man, relationships mean everything.
Everything in Africa. It is literally everything. The connection you have with a person is everything in Africa. Right. I promise you, everything. It might lead you to heights that you never imagined.
Like what?
Okay, for example, I meet this man today and we're just there and you're not there. And we're just talking, yo, blah, 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 blah. Yo, I saw you on the podcast. Oh, you have a YouTube. Oh, I saw you on the dating show. You on the dating show too. So what you feel about O'Shea Jackson? Yo, that's my blood. And I say, that's my blood. Automatically, me and him, we're solid now. Mm-hmm. Just because of the relationship I have with you and the relationship he has with you. That's Africa. You see, or you tell me, yo, go to that office. Tell them O'Shea Jackson sent you.
Yeah.
In America, go tell them O'Shea who? Yeah. Okay, so O'Shea Jackson sent you. So what are you here for? Like, that is just... who sent you?
Oh no, that works in America too.
In Africa, when you say O'Shea Jackson sent you, they're gonna wave a lot of things.
No, that's true. So let me ask you this though, because coming from Nigeria in Kenya, I haven't been in the Nigerian market that long. But you know, stop the show. Hold on, some of you brothers out there, right? Storytime music. You guys forgot who I was, right? Yeah. Y'all trying to say that I can't take this podcast out there and do some numbers. Do you know who the you're talking to? Like, be honest with me. If I go to Lagos, I'm going to do numbers in this. Okay? So I'm going to do that just for y'all. All y'all out there, you're going to be mad too, bro.
Manifestation.
I'm going to go out there and take over the whole entire podcast community. Just because y'all said I can't do it. For you don't know. I'm from Black America. Ever in your life send it to stupid like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to you though. Just let
addressing issues.
Ever in your life say
addressing issues.
Do you know who you're talking to? But in all seriousness. So coming back to East Africa as a Nigerian artist, and Nigerians are typically known to be more aggressive in different markets.
True.
Obviously, Nigeria, I'm going to be real. I'm going to give y'all props. Nigerians are running Africa.
True.
I'm going to be real. The first introduction to Nigeria was Iyanya. I went to Iyanya concert in 2019 in Poland. And there's nothing that I see moving in Poland that's not, in any part of Europe, that's not Afro beats and incentivized. Now, with Southern Africans being there, you see like the Amapiano, the house music. Now, Amapiano is huge too.
True.
It's also very great, and they gotta come.
It's coming real hard.
Bro, Amapiano is the
real.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Real hard.
Y'all going naked, like, and it's like Fraser and Ali. But so I'm asking is like, how do you deal with like coming into a different market where some of the people may be like, okay, he's a Nigerian artist. In the lockdown, there's a problem in Uganda where a Nigerian artist was able to perform and Uganda artist wasn't able to perform. So do you go through that stigma of like you getting preference because you are a Nigerian artist?
Yeah, it happens everywhere.
How do you deal with that?
I tell people all the time, the greatest causes of war in the world is love, material things, and the fight for my people. See that? My people. I'm fighting for my people. Sometimes your people don't want you to fight for them. You just do you. You see, like let's say I apply for something in Kenya. I'm not Kenyan. And 100 other artists from Kenya, great artists from Kenya.
They got talent here.
Yeah, where?
A lot.
See, everywhere in Africa, there's talent. Everywhere.
Hold on. Shout out to my boy. I met him, but is it Trio Mio?
Trio Mio, yeah, the short guy.
Yeah. I was talking about him. No, but seriously, not talking. But I met him, like, I was trolling him. And he was I was like, yo, who's this guy? Yo, that guy is huge, bro. He was a cool, like, I was like, what the I didn't know who I was talking to.
That's the way it is.
I was like, the kid just finished high school.
There's so much talent in Africa that people
Shout out
outside,
to you, big bro. Big bro.
People outside think it's just Nigeria. The countries they can remember, they think that is Africa. There are countries in Africa that I don't even know, that I've never been to. So many, and they all have resources and all these amazing magical things going on. You know, I was telling somebody the other time in Nigeria that there's a waterfall where the water is falling, but half of it is cold and half of it is hot.
Where?
In Nigeria, Ikogosi. Ikogosi, that's what.
Half is hot, half is warm?
Half is cold, half is hot. I don't know how it works. I don't want to know the chemistry of it, but it's real. So back to your question. Yes, it does happen.
Are we out?
Yes, it does happen where, you know, like even in any country, it could happen. Yep. You know, like one person from Nigeria applies for a certain role in East Africa.
Sure.
And then a lot of people from that country apply for a role, you know, because I've been looking to go into acting, you know, like do movies and do voice actings for cartoons and stuff.
You'd be great at that.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it for a long time. But I will do it at the right time. So I apply for those things low key, but most of the time they're like, my people. You see? You'd rather give somebody from your country than give somebody from another country that you don't know. That's where the relationship comes in.
Okay. So how has that worked out for you? Like, you don't have to name a country, but have you faced that sort of like, you know, discrimination because you are from Nigeria and Nigeria is...
Yeah, I have a lot of times.
In Nigeria, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm African American. You know, African Americans and Nigerians in America, we do a lot of talking to each other, right?
True,
so,
true.
you know, I'm very African American centered. We're going to put it right. But Nigeria, man, shout out to Nigeria, man.
You're different.
I love Nigeria, man. Nigeria is doing, and Nigeria and South Africa is doing its thing.
True.
So, with that being said, though, how do you like, let's say, for example, coming into this market and working with the artists who might feel like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that they're intimidated because they got some good artists here. Yeah. Saute Soul, I talk about Trio Mio, guys like that. How do you work with these people to build a better African community-based artist to get on instead of being like, okay, I'm the Nigerian guy, I'm here to take over the block, all that kind of.
Okay, first of all, since I became an independent artist in 2016, 17, 18-ish, I've created this thing for myself where if an artist say, I want to do a song with you, I'll tell you, you could send me a beat. I'd like it. Yes, it's nice. I could record it from Kenya or anywhere in the world. But where the relationship starts is when I'm in the studio with you. I understand you. You understand me. If I say something in my language you don't understand, I explain it to you there and then. If you say something to me I don't understand, what you say there? Like, oh, I understand you. So it's more organic. I like organic connections. That's how relationships are built, because you can't send me a beat and then I record it from here and then you record your part there and then we release the song, and when people say, yo, is Ketchup your friend? You say, yo, is my G. How are you my G, bro? You just sent me an MP3 and I recorded, and we didn't have any organic connection. So I created that thing where I'm like, if I want to do a song with you, I come to you or you come to me, or we meet somewhere.
Let me talk about that real quick, okay? Because that's important.
Yeah.
In our community, I don't know music, but like I've noticed since I've been in Uganda or Kenya, I have a lot more face-to-face sort of meetings. I had one, and I noticed that before you do things with people, before you send money or that, no, why don't you come to my office and you meet me? Whereas in America, it's like, all right, send the beat here, whatever.
Here, blah, blah.
At one point I wanted to have the biggest mixtape market in Northern California. I wanted to do the same thing with Kingana, and that's another story. But I noticed everything here is so face-to-face oriented, and which is really how it should be, right? And it's longer process. But most of us as Americans, we come from a society where, it's COVID now. People working from home. Yeah. People don't go out as much anymore. You don't make as many friends anymore. And then when you come here, you see how life is really supposed to be. Yeah. People are going out to festivals. Yeah. Nobody is fighting.
Really worried.
When you want to go to meetings, people want to see who you are.
Talk feel to you. Your energy. Energy.
That's very, we've lost that. We lost our way in America in that, right? Give tips to people who are watching the podcast, or am I going to have some struggles with that coming here? Coming from that world where I can work from home now, work over the internet, I can submit my work on time. Then I come into this environment where somebody's gonna slow you down.
And the funny thing about these meetups, sometimes somebody tell you, yo, let's meet up. You're talking business with this person. And then you meet the person at the precise location. And then you guys start drinking and talking about something totally different. The business does not come up during this meeting. You guys just start laughing, blah, blah, blah. Before you know, you're in the club, blah, 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 blah. It happens like that. You guys could talk about a meeting for like 10 minutes. Yo, so what about that business we're talking about? Oh, yeah. What's your idea? Oh, yeah. I like it. Shots. Forward, it's done. The next morning, he's like, yo, bro, so send me the proposal. Let's move. That's it. They just want to feel the energy. They want to see if you're a DBDB guy, they will know. Africans are very weird.
What is it called? BB what?
DBDB is a Jamaican slang. You're a DBDB guy, you move funny like this. They would know real quick. Africans love that eye-to-eye contact. I'm telling you what I'm telling you, and I'm saying it from my chest.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like in dealing with certain aspects of African business in the private sector, I'm gonna be honest, maybe I'm doing wrong. This is
your point of view is valid. Because everybody's
I met you in Uganda, right? I'm very straightforward. You came to my office and everything.
True.
I'm only person that might be more straightforward is Austin Holloman. And it depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, he's so straightforward,
hard.
A lot of people that I've come, and I love Uganda, I love Kenya, but for me as a person that's trained in the Western system, although I'm very pro-African, pro-Black, like everything I do is that. But the problem that I have is if I feel like somebody is trying to stymie the process, if somebody is trying to slow things down, if somebody is flaking, and I keep hearing people say all the time, like, "Oh, Shay, don't you handle that? Let us handle that.
For you.
You go and do something else." And I'm so quick to say, like, all of it. Like, that's just me, like, let them go. I know Austin's the same way, let them go. But I noticed that people who understand the business culture here, they're more patient because they know how things go. Now, tell us that in the diaspora, because I've been complaining about that here on the podcast here. How do you deal? You've been in music business, a very tricky business anywhere in the world, entertainment. How do you deal with somebody that's like maybe a possible huge brand and you have what it takes and they've even reached out to you, but they're stymieing the process? What do you do? Do you just say, you're fucking with me, you're gone? Or do you send the person that's the manager to handle that as you move on with other things and wait till that relationship develop down the line?
The first thing I go to is emotional intelligence.
Okay.
You see, emotional intelligence is also linked to spirituality, because if somebody walk in a room and he feels like, oh, he's the biggest dog in the place, and your value, but that person walks in with feathers and wings and lions, and You just walk in and you know your value. You just let them play out. Emotional intelligence. You want to be the big dog? You be the big dog. I'm not going to compete that with you because at the end of the day, you know the value that I bring to the table.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's stop there because that's probably where I'm up because
you don't have that patience for bullshit. No, you don't have that. I know you are shit.
Yeah, and that might be slowing down my opportunity. I don't know, because like I said, me and Austin, we come from a different
in cases
world.
Like that, in cases like that,
yeah,
I have management in different countries. So I just, depending on where you're from. If you're from East Africa, I just look for one of my managers that speaks Swahili. I'll tell the person, this is where I am with this person. Help me explain in a language that they understand.
Okay, so you don't say.
Nah, because I never say no to money, bro.
Okay, what I'm saying is, like, what happens if, in America, where we come from, we were coming from a place where typically in the private sector, if you say you're going to do something, it's going to happen, right?
Straight.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So here, you can have something, and it's like 4 months.
They're dragging. And
like, a person can call you and say, something is wrong with this. You try to call them.
They don't pick.
And it's weeks ahead. It's weeks and weeks.
I'll get back to you.
And it's like a level. And a lot of diaspora, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. A lot of the Nigerian Americans, Ugandan Americans, or whatever, Nigerian, British, trying to do things they're going to buy on. And the guys who have the power over you, these guys are just really, they know they can fix it in 20 seconds.
But they don't.
Right. And I'm the kind of person that's like, you in that 20 seconds. You keep all you got. Like I'm gonna,
because you know your value. You see,
yeah, but I know that's not how it works here. So what? So for those situations, have you ever been in a situation like that and it came successful?
It's a 50-50. Yeah. Sometimes I regret not saying, you know what, man, I ain't doing it. Sometimes I'm so patient that when it goes south, I'm like, this was the point where I was supposed to say you and everything, and just walk out. But then I add a little patience and like maybe. I make excuses for situations because the world is changing.
Okay.
A lot of people are dealing with a lot of personal things, first of all. And then they kind of bring that trauma into work environments, dealing with people that you should... Like, if I tell you I will be here at what time, I will be there. Today I told you this driver is really slow. I told you that was why I got here late. I will tell you this is why I'm not there, but I should be there. If I tell you I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. All it takes is time. So I feel like, if everybody can be a little patient with one another, but still have your limits, because there's some people that will push you. Regardless of what you bring to the table, a lot of people will push you, but you always just have to remember, your limits as a person and know when to walk out of situations, you see. And it is good to do that thing you do at the right time. Okay. I have that flaw. You don't have it, you see. I have the flaw of going through the whole book, and at the point you say, you know what, I think we're going to change our mind. What? After 6 months?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, and a lot of things, like, I complained about this, and a lot of people say, I go on too many rants on my podcast. I am the rant genius. Like, as an African American coming to Africa, I talk a lot of shit about the private sector.
True.
So people were telling me, be more solution oriented. Obviously, those coming from the diaspora, even the Nigerian American diaspora, which is a very talented diaspora. Some of my best friends are Nigerian Americans, Nigerian British, Nigerian Polish, but they're facing the same problems back in the homeland. Ugandan Americans, Kenyan Americans, same thing. I tell people all the time, I like to do things for free. If I want to prove to you what I can do for you. So I'll do it for you, try to do it for you at a high level. Things like that. And the person can see that you can produce the results. But then that person, for whatever reason, it could be that they want to have control over you. They want to stymie you, make you beg. That's a lot of things that happen here in Africa. People want you to beg all the time.
Hallelujah.
I'm not the that's you're going to be begging from. Like, I'm just going to be real.
True.
Then I had to start really, and I don't want to care about my coming out. Like, that African American internet, bro, like, who do you think you're talking to, bro? Like,
I know me.
Like, are you really going there? Like, you know what I mean? And then when that comes out, you know what I mean? It's to the point now where they feel like no matter what they disrespected, even though it's their fault.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I've been there before. I don't want to do that because then there's like you African Americans start talking all that, right? So at that point, because like me, like we will go there, like with you real quick.
Real.
And nigga get physical. It's like, look, it ain't gonna be too much talking in that either. So, because I'm old now, I ain't got that much energy.
You're not old, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it ain't gonna be too much of that back and forth type either. So, but for those people who don't understand the patience, it could be like what we complain about is a Nigerian person who's rich as disrespectful. Uganda person is disrespectful, although we know that we're within our rights.
True.
So how do you deal with that? Being that you've been exposed to Malaysia,
been exposed to Nigeria,
you've been in America before.
Yeah.
How do you deal with somebody that they got what you need? Like they can make it happen for you. You proved to them they can make it happen, but the motherfucker's still playing.
When I finished primary school, I stayed in the house for about, I think, 8 to 6 months to a year. I passed my grades perfectly. The school that I wanted to go to was my first choice and second choice. I didn't want to go to any other school.
Right.
Yeah, Federal Government College, Janikin. That was the school. So they told me, yo, your name is not on the board.
What the?
But I passed your cutoff mark. So, that's where relationship and connection come in. You see, when your patience is being tested, you need to just sit back and not just, give them that outburst. But secondly, Africa is really crazy because the moment you start dealing with somebody, let me not lie to you, you already know at the back of your inkling what is going to be. There's something telling you, this thing is going to work. Don't worry, it's going to work. It's going to work. No matter, even if you guys kill each other, it's going to work. But there's some deals you start and there's something telling you, this guy is whining you. But you keep going to see how it ends. So at the end, it's not your fault. You see, so most times I just deal with that with my managers. I just say, okay, I see this person is not, okay, what language you speak? Spanish? Okay. My people in Colombia, handle.
So you have a manager for every different market. So Kenya have a different manager?
Yeah, I have a different one. I have an Uncle Sam in Uganda, so he speaks Swahili, he speaks Luganda too. So he handles East Africa. I have people in Nigeria that handle West Africa, Ghana, Okay. So when I see these people want me to they're about to push me to that wall, I'm like, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be busy for a while. So just go back and forth with your plan and your ideas with this person. And that person liaisons with me. And I tell him, no, do not take that. No, we're not doing that. That's the person that takes the rants.
Okay.
And just,
Okay, so let me say this. This is what I've been doing wrong.
It'll work.
To you.
I promise you.
If you are trying to do things, it's better that you let somebody else deal with that you can trust, because you're going to be too stressed out and take it personal like I do.
Thank you. You know the value of your company and what your company is going to bring to the table. Right. And somebody's telling you, you know what, I'll get back to you tomorrow. 4 days later, you don't call me. You and your deal, I don't want to give. But if your manager is there, your manager will be like, hey, hi, how you doing? Are you having a great day? Okay, take care. Your manager could even send flowers. I'm like, okay, so what about our deal? I'm serious. Those small things, you see.
Okay.
You see, so how about our deal? When are we meeting? Your manager could go meet and drink and don't even talk about the deal. Just laugh, go to the strippers club, make them feel, and they'll be like, call them the next morning. You know what? That deal went through. Rachel, something they could have done in 2 minutes.
You might as well go to a strip club with me and make us see some deals. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm having fun in Nairobi, man. It is 2:48. I called you earlier today. You've been waiting on me and stuff. I got so busy. Austin came back and I was like, yo, we're leaving on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we have to, it's 2:48 in the morning. But man, awesome episode as often. Where are you going next?
We're going to Sudan, where the giants are. Sudan should be like the cousins of Nigeria.
Yeah, they're tall, bro.
I feel like Sudanese are the people that built that pyramid.
Yo, they have built pyramids too. Shout out to them.
Cute.
Guys, sorry for the curse words this episode. Y'all be complaining about me cursing too much, but hey, listen. Sorry, apologize to the community. Okay, all the
beep everything out.
We'll try. So I'm trying to look at the episode that we did was called Everybody Wants to Be Nigerian all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, man.
Let me look at the study, put it on the screen. Oh, it's 29,000 views, but it had a lot of people that came through. That was a good episode. White background, 895 comments.
Wait, this is before December, you'll see.
Yeah, okay. All right. So guys, we gotta go. I gotta go to the restroom, brother. All right. So we're gonna come back. Hopefully me, you, Austin, we build it up on the next episode.
Yo, big up everybody. We're still here. Austin is in the building. We'll mash it up real quick before we go.
Peace.
Good.